You have tried everything. You have explained it. You have reminded them. You have asked nicely, and then maybe not so nicely, and still nothing works. It's the same arguments, the same resistance, and the same exhaustion. And underneath all of it, there is a question. Why won't they just cooperate? We humans are sense makers. We love to live in the why. And in the absence of accurate understanding, we still create a story that explains things. When your loved one begins to behave in ways that feel stubborn, irrational, or even hurtful, you make sense of it. And the stories you tell yourself are often painful. This is what I see over and over again. A son becomes convinced his father has become selfish. A daughter begins to believe her mother is lying to her, deliberately. A husband carries shame after being publicly accused of controlling his wife. These are not unusual situations. They happen because something no longer makes sense, and no one has explained why. So caregivers naturally fill in the blanks. And too often, the story turns their loved one into the bad guy. But here is what is actually happening. Expectations, communication, and the environment are no longer aligned with the brain. And when that happens, daily life starts to break down. Expectations that are unmet become disappointment. Communication that is misunderstood becomes frustration. Moments that should feel normal begin to feel confusing, embarrassing, or even threatening. And over time, that turns into something much heavier: bitterness, resentment, grief, and shame. That is the exhaustion you are feeling. This is not a cooperation problem. It's a mismatch. You are interacting with someone based on who they used to be, while their brain is no longer able to meet you there. And until that changes, nothing else will. When you begin to understand what is actually happening, something important shifts. You stop trying to force things to work the way they used to. You stop expecting what the brain can no longer deliver. And the tension begins to ease. Not because the disease has changed, but because your understanding has. If this feels familiar, you are not alone. Most caregivers are trying to make sense of something they have never been taught to understand. If you want to learn what is actually happening and how to respond in a way that works, you can start with my free training and monthly newsletter at betterdementia.com.